Here you will see perfectly just how much mobility and outplay potential this build gives you guys. Sucker Punch, we pop it instantly because I know I'm about to get hit and I'm gonna trigger the special effect of the Sucker Punch, and as you can see we're able to CC them with it. We're able to jump away all the way. I jump onto the lobster at the end to put us to complete safety. Just so much mobility, so much outplay potential, and so much fun as well, guys. Yo, you're watching Shurkou, we're back with some more Pokémon Unite, and in this video we will be checking out Absol once again. Now in my previous video I already showed you that moveset with Night Slash and Psycho Cut, but this time around we're going for the full buffed build. Night Slash is one of the moves that was buffed with this new mobile release of the game, but Sucker Punch was also buffed, which is the slot that you can take instead of Psycho Cut. Psycho Cut wasn't changed at all. It is probably still better than Sucker Punch, but Sucker Punch is definitely very interesting because it is another dash, guys, okay? Night Slash already gives you those 2 dashes. If you hit the first one onto the enemy, then you have that Sucker Punch as well, which is like a super long range dash that has a really cool mechanic as well. But before I explain that, make sure to subscribe, ring the notification bell so you don't miss all the Pokémon Unite content that I'm uploading on this channel. And yeah, without further ado, let's explain that Sucker Punch, man. Again, the buff to it was that it has less cooldown now, and the stun or the knockback that it causes lasts longer. And how do you cause that knockback? If you just use the Sucker Punch, it won't do anything. Like, it will just jump onto the enemy, of course, but and it will slow them down. You will see soon, as soon as I unlock the move, you will see Absol jumps back and is like waiting for its opportunity to jump in. During that, Absol is slowed, but the enemy that you're targeting is also slowed. It looks super cool, and if you get attacked during that time, which you really want to time it in a way that the enemy is about to attack you. Like, you will see it perfectly in this little fight here, okay? You can see he's attacking me and I instantly use it because I know he will attack me during the Sucker Punch. And what that does, it breaks the little waiting time that it waits for you to jump onto the enemy. It just instantly jumps onto the enemy, and then it causes that knockback and that stun. And again, the cooldown was reduced by 1 second on Sucker Punch, and that stun got you know, improved. It doesn't say, again guys, they never give us these actual patch notes, like they don't give us the actual numbers, so we don't know by how much longer this move stuns now. People tested out the cooldown, so they know the cooldown. You can check out on Cerebi.net, you can check out all these, they usually write down the patch notes, they try out all the stuff, and they write down the patch notes as you know, as detailed as possible, but some of the things we just couldn't, you know, we just can't test too much. But yeah, Sucker Punch is definitely much stronger now. It was never used before. I think now you can definitely make a case compared to the Psycho Cut. You can definitely pull it off again there. You can see the stun lasts very long. You also have immense outplay potential in this gameplay in particular, guys. You definitely want to watch till the end because we have so many crazy outplays, man. With that Sucker Punch, you know, I'm just maneuvering around in those fights just beautifully with that move. And again, because quick little thing about the held items, I already showed you them at the start of this video, but very self-explanatory, just like in that first gameplay of Absol that I uploaded like 2 days ago. Razor Claw, new item, super amazing, is mainly what makes Absol so strong now. Scope Lens, of course, full crit-based Pokemon, you want to go for that Scope Lens. It is a must-have. It is the first thing you want to upgrade if you want to be an Absol main. It isn't that good on a lot of other Pokemon, so I didn't upgrade it too much yet. I put it on level 20 finally, but it was one of my last upgrades because I'm not too much of a Absol main here, but hey, if you are one, for sure put that to level 20 as soon as possible and try to make it your first level 30 item, I believe, as well. But yeah, and then we have the Score Shield as well, just to be able to score properly as a jungler. Super important because you will constantly be running around with those Pokeballs. But again, you can see that I went for a little bit of a curveball here. We went for an X attack. You don't need to eject. I tried one game with this build with eject. I never, not even once, did I use the eject because there's no point. You have 3 dashes already. You can see here, this was the perfect example of the sucker punch there. I went in deep and I know they will attack me. And look at this escape. That was absolutely insane that we're still able to get away with that sucker punch in the end. It is just such a strong movement. Actually, let's check that out again, okay? Because this is really the best example of how sucker punch works so well. Look, I go in deep with the Night Slash. I know I'm being attacked by the water spout of the War Turtle, so I know I can use the sucker punch and its hidden mechanic and instantly jump in behind the enemies, and we completely demolished them there. Like, it did so much damage as well. It's a little bit of an AoE as well, and then we just use our mobility to jump away and get to safety. And here, another absolutely crazy team fight. I go in deep. Once again, I'm kiting around. I'm using that mobility beautifully. I jump in. I know I'm gonna get the stun off onto the Venusaur because he is using his petal dance. So it is just beautiful with that sucker up punch. Not sucker up, sucker punch. I don't know why I play too much Lucario, guys. Power up punch, you know? But again, look how deep we can go with that sucker punch, man. It just goes in. You can juke away a little bit with that movement that it has attached to it right when you click it. And we're just able to beautifully maneuver around this team fight. I'm telling you, it is so sick. I didn't expect it to be that sick. I tried out sucker up punch when the game first came out on mobile, and I don't know, man, I love Psycho Cut, guys. It is such a cool move. It looks cool, you know, that pink psychic cut just looks cool. First of all, it slows down the enemies. It gives you a little bit of a ranged poke ability. Not really, but a little bit, you know, you can feel like a mage a little bit. So I think it's really cool. And then you also get those 3 bonus damage crits onto the enemy that just, you know, if you crit with them, wow, it just absolutely one-shots, like, not one-shots, but you do these 3 and even tanks die, you know, even defenders like Crustle end up dying unless they have their Unite move ready. Here, that was super BS. I'm spamming my Unite move, I still die throughout all of it. You can see, man, if you die during, while you're so far ahead, right? Mostly as a jungler, you know, because you will really rake up that level advantage. I'm going to skip ahead for the death timer to disappear, but yeah, usually when you are so far ahead, you have a longer death timer, so you need to be very careful of how you play. You need to really play super perfect, because even if you die once, man, I was dead for like 35 seconds then, you know? And I have been dead before for like 45 seconds even. So if you're really far ahead, guys, the enemies will use that huge death timer to completely come back into the game, okay? So you need to be very careful. Yeah, as you can see, we just have so much mobility, man. I don't know, Absol this is not the biggest winner this patch, but it is definitely a very strong Pokemon now. I wouldn't put it in the S tier. I think S tier is reserved for Cinderace, Venusaur, you know, Lucario, those really big winners of this patch. But I would definitely put it in a very nice A tier. And I think going from D tier trash Pokemon to such a high, nice little A tier position, I think that is a huge success. Look how much range we have with these dashes. I'm telling you, it's absolutely wild. But yeah, I think this is, I don't know, man, when they first did their patches, you know, they're not nerfing Zapdos and stuff, like so many people are complaining about Zapdos. Let's have a little real talk here real quick about the state of the game, because there's not really too much to explain other than that. I told you the build, I told you the gameplay, you know, but yeah, lots of people are complaining about Zapdos because it feels really frustrating to just, you know, be ahead all game and then make one mistake as a team. You get wiped, the enemies take Zapdos, they score, and they win. I understand why people are triggered about that, but honestly, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I definitely think they have to change it a little bit. But what I think they're doing, you know, I always thought, oh man, they're not changing anything, bro. They're really clowning, you know, what is happening. But this patch really impressed me, because again, Absol, it's not broken, but it's much stronger now. A lot of other Pokemon as well, they really did well with the balance. Like, yeah, Venusaur is very problematic, guys. Like, that Venusaur is so broken with that Giga Drain setup. But we're able to get away with that Sucker Punch, Night Slash, man, just so much mobility. You really need to get good at maneuvering around the enemy's base as well late game, so you can get those free dunks, just like I'm about to do here. Quick little spoiler, but yeah. I don't know, I always felt like, okay, they're not changing too much, they're leaving stuff OP, but no, they were just waiting for a fat patch, and this patch was a banger, man. It's so much fun to play, and I feel like they might be cooking up something, okay? They might be cooking up a really nice Zapdos rework or something. Maybe that's copium, guys. Maybe I'm just too hyped for this game right now. I'm trusting the developers too much. But honestly, it might be because, I don't know, man, these changes, really cool. The new items, really cool, really well done, really well balanced. Razor Claw is very strong, but it's not super broken, you know? It's just, I'm amazed, guys. And again, try out that Absol, man. You will not be disappointed. I never recommended Absol to be purchased before this patch, but now honestly I recommend it because I know a lot of you guys just love this Pokemon. I'm gonna purchase it myself as well. Let me show you that damage dealt, man. It was crazy. I believe it was 108,000 damage dealt, 272 scored. Let me just wait until the past shurkou presses on the thing so you can see it in white, so you can see it highlighted. 108,000 damage. Of course, our Greninja did extremely well too. But yeah, hey, let me know what you guys think about this fully buffed Absol build. I think it's a banger. I think it works really well. Personally, I probably still prefer Psycho Cut. Honestly though, I'm not sure if it's better than Sucker Punch. I think they're pretty equal. I think Sucker Punch can be used really well against teams that are really gonna, you know, they're gonna attack you a lot. They're gonna really, like, you're gonna bop them with that bonus CC. But against tanky teams, I might actually prefer that Psycho Cut, because Psycho Cut really melts through these tanks as well. Of course, it melts through squishies as well, but you know the drill, man. Hey, hope you enjoyed, guys. Make sure to subscribe, ring the notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.